And you just say, like, this episode is brought to you by, and then whatever the fuck I want.
My stinky feet, Jesus Christ.
Cute.
Well, this episode has been brought to you by the pepperoni I've been eating the whole time that was in my car for a week.
This episode is also brought to you by making up your own cocktails. Fun and intoxicating.
This episode is also brought to you by my feet. They reek.
Smell it from here. Thanks for putting some shoes on.
Yeah, I can't not wear those.
This is real garbage.
Hello.
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 You can say hi. You can talk.
Oh, thank you.
It's an unfamiliar voice for everyone.
Yeah.
Eliza Danvers.
That's me.
Welcome to
Crowdworth.
the...
Yeah.
Neighbors are like, who are they yelling at? Is that her? How you doing?
Me. It's good. Good. I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Aside from, honestly, my feet, I need to do something about them. They smell so bad. I think I got to chuck these slippers.
Just
Chuck your
burn 'em.
feet right out.
Well, it's
Yeah.
Chop the feet off.
It's climbing
Solves the
shoes
problem.
because you have to climb in climbing shoes in bare feet. You can't wear socks.
Climbing shoes, those weird toe shoes.
No, they're like
I can't with those.
The toe shoes?
they're like
The ones, you know, the beach shoes, they're like water shoes. They're
5 fingers.
like Crocs.
Or like people just put those like stick-on insoles right on the bottom of their feet, and they're like, I can run.
Oh
with-"
yeah,
Like those
like
feet
stop trying to be
stickers.
a hobbit.
Well,
Like-
they're making like bulletproof socks. They were
What?
talking about those like years ago. It's like the new completely waterproof and you could step on nails and shit.
Yeah.
And it's just a sock. But you always see like it's on Kickstarter and then it just never shows up.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
My
who-
dad
yeah.
had those shoes with like Kevlar fibers in it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, is your foot like saving a president or something?
Yeah,
are you
like,
just
what
like,
the fuck are you
He
doing?
got shot in the foot. He saved the president's life.
but he was okay because of the Kevlar shoes.
Yeah.
Well, those barefoot, like we're supposed to be barefoot.
Yeah.
Shoes are ruining our feet. But have you ever tried to do any sort of like activity outside in bare feet for a prolonged amount of time? It is hard on your ankles.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of running on a treadmill once in sock feet. And I didn't know you were supposed to build up to barefoot running. I couldn't walk right for 4 days.
Well, not on a treadmill.
So bad. I was thinking, treadmill's going to be soft. Buddy's like, no, that's like the worst thing you could run on. It's so horrible.
I feel like you deserve the pain at
I
that point.
absolutely
Yeah.
did. I was working up on a construction site trying to walk upstairs. I just like holding the rail like an old 80-year-old man. Like, hold on. My shins hurt. It was fucking terrible. So, what was I just saying? We were talking about slippers. Yeah, I'm going to burn these
Yeah,
slippers.
burn-
They
yeah,
just
burn
need to be
'em all.
burned. I'll just start wearing socks in the house instead.
Yeah.
I used to be a barefoot guy in the house, but now I bought these slippers and it's just...
never
it's-
Now
done
you
that.
are a 70-year-old
I
man.
am. I gotta burn my slippers.
You just
Well, you don't think about it. If you're wearing slippers in your house all the time, you get them on for like 8 hours at a time.
Yeah.
Your feet sweat, full of bacteria,
Yummy.
but they're slippers, so it's like acceptable. You're like, it's my
Yeah.
house. It's my housewear.
They're like fuzzy Crocs.
They're way cooler
I'm
than Crocs.
pretty sure there are fuzzy Crocs.
Yes,
actually.
there are. There are actual Crocs. I know a lot of garbage people that own Crocs, and there's some of those garbage people have like the fuzzy ones.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're terrifying.
Yeah.
I kind of want a pair of fuzzy Crocs.
No.
I've never
please.
owned Crocs, but I hear that they're the most comfortable
I've
shoes
owned Crocs.
ever.
I just have never gone place like I got them for when I took my kids to the swimming pool, so I had
That
something
makes
that I could
sense.
slip
Grippy.
on.
Yeah.
I wore them I think like once out in public, and that was to Walmart. So I feel like
Oh,
that's
wow.
acceptable.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So I mean, you can get away with a lot going to Walmart.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
think like a Walmart would be an acceptable place.
You could probably wear those slippers in Walmart. No
Oh,
one
I
would like bat an eye.
nobody would question it.
Yeah.
No.
They might just kind of give me a weird look like, are those slippers? And then just like this guy.
Did he buy them here?
Yeah, he knows what I did actually. These are Walmart slippers. I should wear them in there and just swap them.
Yes.
Hang these back up on the.
I worked at a
Gross.
Payless, and you would not imagine how many times that happened. Like people would just come by and like swap the shoes, and you're like, not again.
Ew.
Well, the shoe store inventory is never accurate.
No.
One of my first jobs was selling shoes when I was 18. And the guy I was working with was like, we have 6 of these shoes right here on the shelf, and there's only 3 of them in the computer. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we have 3 non-existent pairs of shoes. And he's like, one of them might be your size. I'm like, are you kidding? So we would just fucking
them home.
steal shoes
Oh
like
my
crazy.
God.
I had my girlfriend in on it. She'd come in and I like put them in a bag and like give them to her like have fun with the shoes. Like there's no money exchanging. It was so
God.
bad. It was so
I
bad.
love how you're just like openly admitting
Yeah.
the theft.
It was
It's
like
well,
20.
What are they gonna do about it?
Yeah,
now?
Yeah.
20 years ago. Fuck you.
They're gonna come after you for the shoe theft.
All of a sudden, knock, knock, knock.
Yeah.
Excuse me, did you steal some
Tracked
shoes when you were
you
18?
down.
This is just recorded. It's not even live. Get on the ground.
The robot overlords.
Give us the shoes.
I got roasted in a shoe store this past week.
What?
Because it was my day off, and I bought these like slides that are really fuzzy, and they're my winter slides.
Did you
So-
actually just buy yourself fuzzy Crocs?
No.
You did.
She knows about the fuzzy
Yeah.
Crocs because she owns the fuzzy Crocs. She brought them up.
Yeah. No, they're this really
Fuzzy.
soft,
What'd you call
like
them? Fuzzy. What'd you call them? Fuzzy.
fuzzy slides.
Slides.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's-
hold on.
Because the slide is the type of flip flop that's not a thong. It's the one with just the band
Oh.
and you
Okay,
slide your
all
foot
right.
in.
All right.
Got ya.
So these ones are like fuzzy, and it's like a little fucking buoy of like fluff, and then the slide part, the band part is fluff, and they're black, and I'm like, they're comfortable, and they're my winter ones, so I can go out.
Winter slides.
Not in the rain, but if
Winter
it's cold.
sandals.
Yeah. And
That's
Welcome to the
such a
island,
Victorian
everybody.
thing. These are my winter sandals.
Winter sandals.
yeah. And I went into call it spring, and I was like looking at boots, and the girl working was like, "Are those slippers?" And I was like, "They're slides, but sure." And she's like, "Wow." And I was like, "Are those fucking heels you have to wear for 8 hours?" Ooh, sucks. Like, don't fucking roast me. Like, I'm not gonna give you commission and buy anything from this fucking store.
When you said it, she roasted you, I thought she was like, it was like a fucking,
Yeah.
like a roast. She was just asking.
No, she was
was just being a
working.
twat.
That was like a working.
You just got attitude.
Yeah, that's
Oh
a
my
working
God.
Love
roast.
how fired you are right now. You're like, I want to kill this woman.
Are those slippers? Yeah, you fucking bitch. Just like, fuck you. Meanwhile,
no,
she's
like,
like, I gotta work on my tone. She's
Obviously,
thinking.
when you're working, you can't be straight out like roasting people unless you're
I
like at a
mean-
bar. But
Now, if she was roasting you, I thought she would have been like, oh, are those fuzzy slides? What, are you going to Walmart after this? Like, come on.
no, but
Fuck
like,
you. I am.
I just came from Walmart.
yeah, actually, no.
Then, sorry, what was this?
At Call It Spring.
Yeah, they bougie bitches there. They think they think they bougie. but
Yeah.
They're just like
buys
it's
designer
just like
shoes.
elevated Aldo.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh my God, Aldo shoes were garbage.
Oh,
I remember
God, they are.
Aldo was where we went when we were like 17, 18. Like we could buy some
Like,
nice
I
black
wanna be
shoes.
Fancy.
Oh yeah. $50 shoes. You wear them twice, they fall apart. I had a pair of boots once. I went to take one off and I pushed on the bottom. I ripped the whole sole right off. They're like the 4th time I wore them. I'm like, oh, these are great. And it was in
Money well
Victoria too.
spent.
And I was like, I need rain. They're kind of like rain boots, but
Oh.
I've realized you need to buy rain
boots.
You can't
Yeah.
just buy a pair of shoes and be like, these are rainproof.
No.
I walked through a freaking field yesterday, essentially. I was over at my friend Andrea's place. We were playing crib. And I'm walking back. She's like, there's a shortcut. Take the shortcut. Well, it turned out it rained for 3 hours while I was over there. So I walk out. I'm like, everything's kind of damp. And then I'm walking. They just, I'm like, oh, great. Fuck, I'm in it now.
Oh,
Okay, I got home. My shoes were just covered in mud. Saved 7 minutes of walking, though.
Yeah.
Shortcut was worth it. It's funny when you get into that position, you're like, well, I'm in it now. Like, I'm not walking around taking the long way back.
Yeah.
And
You're
just
not double
trudge
back.
through the mud. Like, fuck it, it's just mud. Anyway,
And here you are with your stinky feet.
And this is how you got the stinky feet.
Yeah.
it's a collection of everything. I think it's genetics, too. My brother always had really stinky feet. It was one thing I inherited. It was the worst.
Lucky.
No.
No, I
No,
know.
not at all.
No, so that if that's the worst of the things that you inherited, then you're lucky.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
there's also like underlying rage somewhere. But
Oh,
it doesn't. It stays dormant. It's good.
I think I have that.
Except for when
no,
you're
I don't have
driving.
underlying. Like mine is like rage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
just
simmering,
simmering at the
simmering.
surface.
No, and I have children, so that comes out a lot.
So you have to have rage. So you
Oh
have kids.
God, so much rage.
have to.
Like, and you're not allowed to do anything about it. So it
that's
sits like
bullshit.
right under the surface.
That's why I wouldn't want to be a parent right
Oh
now.
God,
Yeah.
Because that
I-
like you can't do anything.
You
Well,
can't.
You can.
Well,
you can.
you can,
but there's going to be
then-
backlash.
Yeah.
Well, and then it becomes like, you're the next Casey Anthony, and like nobody wants that. Right?
See, I think
Hey, she got
I think-
acquitted.
someone just needs to start it and
Because
start.
she had good lawyers.
Yeah.
Need to start a snowball effect where it's
I
like
don't
people
have
just start
money.
beating their children again. Then everyone's like, you know what? I'm going to do that too. It seems to work. And then everybody just starts. We need to start a new fad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
maybe
beat your
maybe
children.
maybe I'll be like the leader of that.
Somebody has to
Somebody has to,
refuse to go to the back of the bus at some point. No, I will not beat my children. You wait and see what happens.
Did you just like
There's a Rosa
Yeah.
Parks reference
Rosa
for beating your
Parks.
children.
for beating your children? Wow,
But-
that's like
I don't even mean you don't need to beat them. There just needs to be
just
the fear.
threaten them
Yes.
to beat them. Yeah,
The fear.
I put the fear of God in them a lot,
There you go.
but God doesn't exist, so neither does the fear. Like they ruin they run my life. They run my life. They have ruined my soul.
And you're like, I don't think there's. I'm gonna Google it. I don't think there's a God. Look, Google says
Yeah.
there isn't. Nice
Oh
try.
yeah. No, like the other day, my oldest, like I told him to go clean his room, and he's like, "No."
Oh,
What? He's like, "No, I'm gonna go to sleep instead." I'm like, "No." So they've gotten brazen because you're not allowed to beat them anymore. It's like I would never have said that to my mom because it's like
No.
they're gonna
Yeah.
backhand.
Yep.
you would have got the. I always get if I were like, no, I'd get. Go do what I told you to do, or you will regret it. And you're like, okay, that was it. That was it.
I will
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, my dad's voice would get lower, and if it got lower and quieter, you knew he was just trying to control that rage. And you're
Yep.
like, oh shit, Dad, we don't want to push Dad too far.
And then
Let's go do the chores.
The first name and the middle name.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you know you fucked up.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, Andrew, get upstairs. Like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
what? I hated having the name. I love my name. I love my name Jeff. But as a child, Jeff sounds like everything. We had a 4-level split house. You'd be downstairs, and all you hear, You're like, what? What? And my mom's like, huh? I'm like, did you say my name? No. Oh, okay. Everything just, yeah, hey, get. Oh, it sounds like Jeff from 2 floors down. Sucked. I yelled a lot in the house for no reason.
For me, if I heard my name and then my 2 middle names, there was no way I could ignore it.
You have 2 middle names, huh?
Yeah, and that's if I got Katie Christina, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
If I got Katie Christina Messina, I was like, I'm gonna die.
Messina?
Yeah, it's
Is that
Danish.
a middle name?
Yeah,
Katie
that is-
Christina Messina Ramsey.
Hanson. Ramsey's my online alias to protect my identity.
Holy jeez. What are you, a Russian spy? Are you a
Yeah.
spy?
That's okay, because, like, Truth Bomb, Eliza Danvers isn't even my name. So,
What? Who are you people? What are you doing in my house? Just got a couple of strangers sitting on the couch across from me.
Jeff's like, what the fuck is
no,
going
it's
on?
my muggle name, but it's not my birth
Muggle
name.
name?
Yeah, but it's not my birth name.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Eliza Potter.
Well, hey, he's not a muggle, so it can't
Yeah.
be Potter. Oh,
He's half muggle.
No.
What?
he's-
Both of his parents are
were-
wizards.
Yeah, both of his parents are wizards. That makes him a
Oh,
pure blood.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Even if his
It was-
mom's muggle born.
It was,
Yeah.
it was Hermione that was
Yeah.
half
Yeah.
muggle.
Hermione.
Get
yeah.
your shit together.
Sorry, I just listened to all the audiobooks. Jim Dale's mesmerizing. So good.
Oh, God.
That honestly, like that was one of the best series I've ever listened to.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yeah. I was gonna read it, but then I got hooked on audiobooks, and I was like, well, let's do
Well.
the audiobooks instead. I'd rather have somebody read me a story.
Did you know that, like, now if you, like, talk about Harry Potter, you're, like, ostracized by the masses of the woke culture?
What?
Yeah, because J.K. Rowling is transphobic.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like some of the, like a couple months ago, people saw this like, oh, that's cool. By the way, I have a Deathly Hallows tattoo. You guys can't see that. But Deathly Hallows tattoo. They're like, oh, that's so cool. And now it's like, you have a Deathly Hallows tattoo. And it's like, yeah.
What a world we live in right now.
I know.
It's like people need
Seriously.
to take a nap. Like
Yeah.
they're too woke. They need to go back to sleep. Maybe
take a
like
nap.
5 or 10 minutes. Just like go back to bed and maybe wake up on the other side when you aren't so like offended by everything.
Yeah.
I think everybody, the people just need hobbies. They just
I
need
mean,
hobbies.
I feel a lot of the people that have hobbies, it all depends because I know some of the people that are very woke and they have plenty of hobbies. They're just still a little bit too woke. It's terrifying what is happening out there
People just, I think they're just too bored and they read too much and then they
of the
get
internet.
triggered.
Oh God.
Read too much and question too little.
Yeah. I don't know. I just
know.
everybody's entitled to feel however they want. If somebody feels shitty towards other people, well, that's the way they feel. And you know, if it's like I know it's shitty for a lot of people out there. They get a direct effect from some people, but it's
Well,
I don't know. It's kind of hard to.
We do that like validating of like your feelings are totally valid, like way too much. It's like,
yeah.
here, have a participation trophy. Like that's how we treat people's feelings now is like, this is your participation trophy is your feelings.
Competition is good. If you don't like it, well, fucking get better. And then like
Take up
say like
single person sports.
start climbing. It's just you versus the wall. But I just find that oh crap, what was I going to say? Oh, it's like everybody deserves a voice. It's like, no, not everybody.
Yeah.
Some people should just go sit in the corner and eat something. We're going to talk over here. So, yeah, there's a way. The internet just gave everybody a megaphone.
Yeah.
Well, now the stupid people can find each other. Before, it's like there was a stupid guy in one corner of the earth and a stupid guy in the other side of the earth, and they both had the same ideas, but they didn't know each other yet because the internet wasn't there. And now it's like, you're stupid and I'm stupid. Now we can connect each other. Let's like be stupid together.
And then they can be loud together.
Oh,
and
they can be
everybody listens
loud,
like,
and then
damn
all
it."
the other stupid people like start coming up, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're all stupid because of the internet."
I want to yell too. I'll yell with you. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what the world has become.
It's ridiculous.
But on the bright side, it'll all be over at some point.
Unless you drink some sort of pink magic potion
But
Boom!
and
yes.
stay alive forever and be beautiful.
Yeah.
Just like the magic potion and death becomes her. Eliza's choice, Eliza, whoever you are,
Whoever I am.
choice of the movie this month.
Yeah.
We're going to, you know what? This came out in 1992. It scored like 51% from the critics, which I think was too low, and a 62%, I think it was 62% from the viewers.
Yeah.
And I watched this when I was 10. 52 and
Ooh,
61.
wow.
Yeah, I watched this when I was 10. And I didn't really.
When you were 10?
When I was 10. I was born in 82, so this came out in 92. And we had an extensive VHS collection growing up because, like, you know, we didn't have anything else.
That
We had
was the
channels
thing.
2, 4, and 5, so we'd rent movies, and my parents would buy movies like crazy.
Yeah.
And this one, I'd watched this a lot, but I didn't really grasp it as a child. And I didn't really realize that this was like a Bruce Willis showcase. There was a
Yeah.
lot of Bruce Willis in this, and it was him just getting to be crazy, which I loved.
Really showed his range.
Yeah.
That he
like-
wasn't just action hero, and he could wear a wig.
Oh my
Really?
God, that hair was
Yeah.
bad.
The
Yeah.
hair in that movie, like that, I think the hair overall is like the star of the movie. Like
Oh,
all
yeah.
the different, like Goldie Hawn's like first hairstyle, where it's
Well,
like
I think, yeah.
It
Everyone
bad.
was wearing wigs, I
the
think.
weird. Oh, it was weird. It was all very weird.
Weird with a WH.
Weird.
It's a little weird.
It was weird. Yeah, but that hair, like when you first see him, like when they're in the theater, it's just like,
Ugh.
what is that, Bruce? What? No, take the hair off.
He
like,
looks like. Did either of you ever see the movie Moulin Rouge?
yes.
Okay, he looks like the creepy Duke with the.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like he looks like, what did I say? He looks like that creepy uncle that everyone seems to have.
Oh yeah.
And yeah,
Oh,
and
Uncle
like,
Dave.
Yeah, see, he knows. Jeff knows. And then when when he stands up and he's like applauding, I'm like, yeah, and he's acting like the creepy uncle
Yeah.
too, like, oh, like that look in his eyes. It was just like,
I know. You're like, stop.
He was failing the Madeline Ashton test at that moment.
Immediately fails. And Goldie Hawn's like, you're fucking dead. Like, that's it.
It's like, listen, everybody, she steals everyone. I just want him to see if you pass. He's like, I love you. I'm never going to leave you.
and then cut to.
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit. He married Madeline.
But like the opening of that though, like, okay, I don't know about you guys, but when people sing or like do plays or stuff like that in movies, it's just like automatic, like I just get like cringy.
Oh, yeah.
It's just that even like sometimes in musicals where the music is meant to be, I just get this like cringe. So it's like that first opening scene, you're already like, oh, this is going to be a beautifully terrible movie. You're like cringing already.
People in the audience were getting up, and I'm like, I want to do the
Yeah.
same thing, but I can't.
And then the guy's sleeping, and I'm like, I envy you through this performance.
You ever
Like,
fallen asleep in a movie theater?
yes.
I've done it a couple, not fully asleep, but like there's
I've
been points
left
where
movie theaters too, where it's just like, this movie is not worth it.
I tried watching the Dosed documentary. I stayed awake for the whole thing, but there was a few times where I was
what?
like, ugh. It's called Dosed. It was made by these two filmmakers in Vancouver. It was really,
Okay.
really cool
Yeah, I've
about
heard of that.
psychedelic treatment of depression and addiction.
It's just a dry I mean, it's a great topic, but it's dry. So it's just like, that's going to put you to bed.
Well, I think I was just super baked in the afternoon, and I was kind of like burning out. I was like, oh, this is not good.
Oh, ironic.
I paid money for these tickets. It happens though. But I've actually like sat next to people who have fallen asleep. My buddy Chris, we went to see Joe Rogan live, and the motherfucker fell asleep.
What?
Ooh.
Yep, it was crazy. All of a sudden, I look over him. All he hears, I'm like, hey, wake the fuck up. He's like, huh? What? Well, I'm awake.
How dare he?
Yeah.
It was pretty. I'm like, dude, Jesus, I bought these tickets, and you're not even enjoying the show. It was the Vogue Theater or the Orpheum, though, and we were in the upper deck, and the sound was garbage. And these people like 4 rows back were just talking the whole time. So I'm like, shut the fuck up. And then for some reason, he was just plowing through applause. He'd get a laugh, and then all of a sudden he'd just start talking before they were done. I'm like, no, we can't hear you. What are you doing? This seems so amateurish. You're better than this. So it was a little disappointing.
I'm too paranoid to like fall asleep during like a movie that I've paid for. Like if I'm watching a movie at home, I'll fall asleep. Sure.
yeah.
But if I'm like paying to be in a theater that's already super fucking expensive, even if I've worked like a double, I'm like I
I'll
can't
down,
fall
like,
asleep.
4 5-hour energies.
Yeah. I'm like a large root beer, no ice, because fuck that. And, water to keep me like hydrated and alert, and maybe have to go to the bathroom, but like, fuck no, I'm not falling asleep.
Well, then you have all those cups. You don't even need to go to the
No,
bathroom.
exactly.
Is that water running? Theater right now?
Yeah. Is this 4D?
This is the P seat.
Yeah.
So I was surprised at how the age of all the actors in this.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis was 37, so he's my age in this. And they made him look like he was 65.
Yeah.
And Meryl Streep was 43, and Goldie Hawn was 48.
8, I think.
I think I said, 45 or 48.
Yeah.
Well,
Whoa.
Dramatically dramatically aged them up
Oh, yeah.
for a bit, but like I feel like Goldie Hawn's character was never really aged up
No.
entirely at all at any point.
She just got
'Cause
the
she
fat
took-
suit after the first 7
Yeah.
years when she was
Yeah.
the
And
crazy
and then she
cat
took
lady.
the potion before she
Yeah.
got old, because she was like, I took it before you.
Yeah.
In 85. And it
Yeah.
was 78
Yeah.
when they were at the movie. Yeah, so that's 7 years there. So she took it right then when she was fat.
Yeah.
In the mental hospital.
In the mental hospital when obviously she could do nothing but talk about Madeline. And everyone's like, oh my God, shut. And it's like driving the people crazy. They're just like, start rocking back and forth.
Yeah, they're like, shut the fuck up.
I don't want to hear this again.
Or
Like,
it would be crazy even spending like a day in a mental institution.
I I've been in a mental institution.
That's-
It's crazy.
Sounds crazy.
It's a lot of fun.
Probably get to tell the same stories all the time. Be a great place to work on stand up. Like, I'm going to try this a totally different way now. See how you guys react. It was great.
There's lots of board games and pudding. Like, that is not an exaggeration. Board games and pudding and Jell-O were like a staple.
I haven't had a cup of Jell-O in years.
I had Jell-O the other night at
Well, you got
a
kids.
Chinese food. No, at a Chinese food buffet.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm like, there's Jell. I don't care how full I am. I'm eating like 4 bowls of Jell-O.
Well, it's like Jell-O doesn't even fill you up at all. It's just
know.
like drinking Kool-Aid
But
in
Jell-O
gel
at
form.
a Chinese food restaurant is just whole other level Jell-O.
Oh.
It just tastes
Better.
so much. The texture. I don't know what they do to it. If they like add like extra Chinese stuff to, I don't know what they do. They take like the grease from the food. I don't know what they do to make it taste better, but it's just the texture of it. It has a better mouth feel than like Jell-O you make at home.
I can see that. Yeah.
It's good. It's really good.
I hate it when you fuck Jell-O up because you can fuck Jell-O up and you get too hard of a skin on top.
Oh, I used to love that skin. I used to like, we used to like fight over the skin.
Gross.
Like, it's mine.
I used to fight over chicken skin.
Yeah.
Fighting
Jell-O
over the
skin.
chicken skin, Jell-O skin, pudding skin, pudding skin.
Oh,
Okay, that's where I'll.
Pudding what?
no.
Pudding skin is way better than the Jell-O skin.
No,
That's
Jell-O skin is
milky.
extra rubbery. And
no, I
ooey.
love the rubberiness.
Oh,
like
fuck.
that's cool, but like the
I'm gonna-
The Jell-O skin
I'm
is
gonna
just
die.
water and Jell-O.
no, it's
the pudding skin is
pudding
just water.
skin is-
You don't do it with milk. You do it with water.
Put
Just water and pudding powder. That's it. Dairy in your pudding.
pudding is supposed
No.
to be. Am I wrong? Pudding is supposed to be dairy.
you use milk. Or you
Yeah.
like where
Or
did
maybe
you
we
grow
probably
up?
do.
Like, how
Manitoba.
poor
That-
were
yeah.
you?
We couldn't afford milk. Make your pudding with water.
Did you not even get like bagged milk or powdered milk?
We did not
Like,
have bagged milk. That was an out here thing.
That wasn't.
It was. It was an out west thing, bagged
Yeah.
milk, or an out east thing.
yeah,
'Cause
not in the
we-
middle
But not
thing.
in the
No, we would get the
You guys
2
got
liter
powdered milk.
cartons.
Did you do
the-
powdered milk?
No, no.
Yeah,
We were
that
poor.
kinda
We weren't that poor.
We were that kind of poor.
We ate like Click and Spam, the canned meats. Oh yeah, fry those bologna sandwiches. So Newfoundland steaks, fried bologna, grilled cheese sandwiches. A
Yum.
lot of tuna melts growing up.
yeah,
Just
Fuck
bread
yeah.
and
that.
tuna and
Yeah.
mustard and cheese.
yeah.
That was one of my. Actually, I miss having tuna melts. That shit was
Tuna
good.
melts are so good.
They are good.
Put a little celery in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or some onions, some green
Yeah.
onion.
When I was a kid, I used to like make white toast and put butter on it, and then cover it in sugar and cinnamon.
Yeah, sugar cinnamon toast.
Yes.
It was so unhealthy. It was so good.
I
God.
do that all the time.
I've
get the
talked about
fluffy
this
white
with
bread.
people, and they're like,
It's like a cinnamon roll.
ew.
Yeah.
And
And I'm like, no, like, am I not describing it right? It's really fucking good. And they're like, you're disgusting.
Just toast
I just and I
butter.
even just do it on bread. Like you get the
Yeah.
really fluffy
like the
white
Texas
bread, and then
toast.
you just like slide it on there, and then you like roll it up, and it's just
Yes.
like this is like poor people's cinnamon buns.
Swiss rolls.
Yeah.
Like,
Those fucking Debbie rolls that are
Yeah.
like,
it's like
that's
I'm
all-
doing this on a budget. I've got a
Yeah.
family to feed.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's
And then we would
exactly.
add sugar to our cereal. My parents were, we're not going to get you any sugary cereal. So we would just get
Yeah.
Cheerios and just
Yep.
dump
Cover it.
sugar on it. Eat the top layer, add more sugar.
Or
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
or
surprised
my
I still have teeth.
well, yeah, right. Or like the juice, you get like the powdered juice, and your mom's like, "We're only putting a little bit in because we gotta stretch the juice." And it's like, then okay, and then you add like 5 cups of sugar, and it's like,
Yeah.
why
Oh,
are we
yeah.
going through so much sugar? It's like, well, just buy better fucking juice.
Yeah, we shouldn't have to add 5 cups of
Yeah.
sugar to 2 liters of Kool-Aid.
Or the giant old school tubs of iced tea powder, and you just take a spoonful and like eat it.
Eat it, yes.
Yeah.
The Good Host
Wow.
iced tea powder.
Yes.
Huh.
I fuck with that shit. That's so
oh,
good.
yeah, that is the best. I still do that.
Yeah.
Straight up iced tea powder.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a addicting as
It is.
fuck.
There's something in it. I've never had iced tea that tasted like that shit
No,
ever.
it's otherworldly.
Yeah.
It's like they've got to put like cocaine or something.
Yeah, it's honestly
Cocaine
like
iced tea.
Cocaine, I
like
mean,
the 90s in a flavor.
or now it's like fentanyl or something.
Just have some of this juice. Blah.
yeah.
I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Okay, where are we at in this
So
movie? So we're about 5 minutes in.
Well, when you said tuna melts, I was gonna do a beautiful segue and be like,
Ooh.
maybe Goldie Hawn was making tuna melts when she was a crazy cat lady, because I was like, just before that, like when she was younger, and I'm like, God, that is like the making of a crazy cat lady. Cut 7 years later, she's a
there we
big
go.
fat crazy cat lady
Lots of
Eating
cats.
icing.
eating the
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
icing out of the tub. It's like that is your childhood.
I definitely did that with like some
Yes.
funfetti's icing.
Yes, that is your childhood life goal right there.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Well, as an adult, I have been known to just grab a 4-liter tub of ice cream and just eat it with a spoon out of the
Yeah.
container until
Fuck,
I'm like, that's
I
probably
want some
lots.
cookie dough right
That-
now.
Who needs
Yeah.
a bowl?
they have edible cookie dough now.
Ooh.
Well, it's all edible.
Yeah,
but they
I
have
think it was I think it was bullshit where they're like, this stuff could make you
safe
sick. I'm like,
edible. It does.
does it?
it does. It does.
Well, it's the egg, right? Isn't it like
Yeah,
the egg? But
it's the egg.
there's been people have been known to like crack a raw egg into like a thing
yeah,
of tomato
Sylvester
juice or
Stallone.
yeah, 5 raw
He's
eggs
not
and
a
a
human. So.
there you go. I get my protein somewhere. Cracking eggs in a glass. It's my terrible Stallone.
Oh god.
So yes, 7 years later.
But her eyes when they finally come into the house and she like turns up the movie because she's like, no, I'm not listening to these guys. I'm cracked. This is like we're watching her mental breakdown happen, and you could see it in her eyes.
Yeah.
And then the volume goes up, and then the cops break in, and they're like taking her away as she's like rewinding it and watching Madeline getting murdered over and over again, and she's like sticking her head around the corner as they're like pulling her away. It's like I have felt that feeling that she was feeling. That this is such a relatable.
Yeah.
This is a relatable movie on so many levels. It's like I felt that.
That I didn't understand this as a kid. I'm just like, I didn't realize the level of her like wanting revenge on this woman.
Yeah, it's
That's the problem when you're 10 years old and you're watching a movie like this. Like, this is funny. I like it.
it's cool.
Well, I must say too that like these women are in their 40s in this movie. And
Yeah.
God damn.
Babes,
I'm
they're
like, God, they look
babes.
like they're in their like late 20s, early
Yeah.
30s.
yeah, because like
It's like, how
one of
are
my-
they 40? And
Yeah.
it's like now they look like Tales from the Crypt Keeper. Like,
Yeah.
have you seen Goldie Hawn lately?
Oh,
She's
I
like-
saw her
she's like-
IMDb pictures. Like,
Yeah.
who the fuck
And she
are
looks
you?
like Tales from the Crypt
Yeah.
Keeper. It's like, how? Like, even in Overboard, like, she looked older in Overboard than she did.
And that was before this, wasn't it? I think it was like late 80s.
I feel
Overboard.
like, yeah.
And it's like she looked older in Overboard than she did.
It's weird. Different makeup artists,
Yeah.
different makeup teams will make you look different in every movie, I guess.
She, in this though, she looked so much like her, like you could see how much her daughter
Yeah,
looks like her.
you can see the
Kate Hudson.
She looked like Jennifer Aniston, and she sounded like Jennifer Aniston in this movie. I just watched.
breathiness of her yeah.
Yes, I just watched Along Came Polly, and if I like close my eyes during this movie, I'm like, fuck, this sounds just like Jennifer Aniston. It was weird. We have to make sure she dies. We have to do this now. I'm just like, damn, this is Jen Aniston. It's so weird. But yeah, Kate Hudson's her daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overboard was 1987. So.
Oh yeah, so 5 years before this.
Yeah, and she looks older
Yeah.
in that.
But I can say if you look at pictures of me from 10 years ago, I think I look younger now.
Yeah.
So it's weird. This is the island.
It's just like,
Yeah.
Island aging process
yeah.
and anti-aging face cream.
Thank you.
Anti-aging face wash. And I did a face mask the other day.
Oh, God.
I
It
need
felt
to.
good. I hadn't done it in a
did
while.
A unicorn. A unicorn. It was like holographic and glowy.
What?
Yeah, because I'm that type of person. I am a garbage person. I'm like the kind of person that owns fuzzy Crocs.
And shops at Walmart while wearing them. Okay, so we skip another 7 years ahead because
Yeah.
she's like, I got to turn my life around.
14 years and 14 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
Was it actually?
probably.
Oh, okay. It would
felt-
make sense.
Yeah.
And we've got, I love this. So they're in a miserable marriage.
Yeah.
I loved the Bloody Mary as a breakfast drink. So just
Yes.
like, here you go.
Seeing that, I feel like Canadian Caesars are more superior than American Bloody Marys.
Oh,
Well, okay, they're
Yeah.
both good in their own way. And I have had, like 8 years ago in California, I had a Bloody Mary that was so good.
Yeah.
I had 2 of them with breakfast, and I was like, I could drink this instead of a Caesar the rest of my life.
Keep in
It was
mind,
unbelievable.
I'm being very, it's not hypocritical, but being allergic to tomatoes, I can't have either. So
That's biased then, isn't it? You're just like, I
yeah,
can't fucking
there's
drink
no,
these.
it's
so-
not biased because I can't drink them, so I haven't had
it's not
either
like
of them. But looking at them
You should-
and making them
So
at the
that could
bar,
be an
Caesars
unbiased
look way
opinion.
better.
You could have, and I've made this before, and it's actually really good. You make a Caesar. The only thing you change is you take the Clamato out and you put pineapple juice in it instead.
Ooh.
It's like I'm talking with the Worcester and the Tabasco.
Ooh.
Yes, and it is surprisingly delicious.
I'm
And
gonna have
the
to try.
Pineapple
rim?
instead of Clamato. Everything.
Ooh.
Everything. Yep. The rim and everything. Everything's still the same.
Because the rim is what gets me.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I make Caesars, I'll like take an olive and I'll put it in the celery salt and I'll be like, yum.
Oh, yeah. Salty snacks. But yeah, pineapple juice instead. Try it. Make yourself a Caesar.
Okay.
Caesars. Okay, so have you guys ever seen the loaded Caesars?
At the Score on Davie.
I have no idea.
That's where it is in Vancouver.
Okay.
They have like appetizers on top.
Yeah.
And there's one called the Checkmate. $64 Caesar.
Oh,
It's crazy.
That's ridiculous. But you have a meal though.
There's 7 or 9 appetizers on top.
Yeah, so
including
you-
a brownie with whipped cream.
Yeah.
yum.
So there's this restaurant in Campbell River, and you don't think, oh, I'm going to go to Campbell River and have some excellent food. But there's this restaurant there, and it's got excellent food. And they have this loaded Caesar, and I waited a year to get one. So I got one last year, 2000, the December of 2018. and it was like their holiday theme, and it had like Brussels sprouts and like a turkey slider and like a little tiny sliver of pumpkin pie. And it was like, oh my God, this is delicious. And I had one the other day and it had pierogies on
Oh,
it.
damn.
And the Caesar itself, like I am not a Caesar person. Like I'm not allergic to tomatoes. I have had all of that kind of stuff. And it's like, no, gross, don't like it. I don't like the idea of, I don't like tomato soup. So it's just like, I don't want to drink my vegetables unless it's like masked by a massive amounts of fruit. And then one day I had it and I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll try it. Oh my God. It was like my mind was blown. Their Caesar is actually delicious on top of like having food coming out of this thing. It's just like, oh my God, Campbell River people, you magicians.
Well, whoever invented the Caesar is a genius.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
That's just,
Wonder
Had to
if
be
his
someone's
name
like
is
fever
Caesar.
dream.
Yeah.
It's like, let's take
Yeah.
Clamato juice. Like,
or someone just accidentally came by someone drinking Clamato and were like, whoops, I dropped some vodka in
who
there.
drinks Clamato juice though? Just
When
for
I'm-
fun. Well,
when
there's
I'm behind a-
tomato juice and there's Clamato juice.
I love Clamato. When I'm behind a bar, like whenever I'm bartending, in my periodic times, I will make virgin Caesars all the time.
it. Okay, so just so I'm like fact checking myself correctly, Clamato juice, does that have like clam juice
Yeah.
in the okay?
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah,
tomato
so
and
it's like
clams.
I'm just gonna drink tomato and clams like for a fun time. Like,
Wow,
that's
that's
the
like-
kind of person Jeff is.
It's like saying, like, I'm going to have a big glass of some of the shit that came out of a cow's tit.
I don't
like,
drink
this
milk
is
either,
delicious.
so that's weird
Well,
too.
I know you're not supposed to drink it like as an adult, but I fucking love milk. I like milk. I make my own
I am
granola, some
learning
milk
so
and
many
granola.
things about you.
Yeah, I'll put milk in my shakes. Put a banana and some pineapple in there, some blackberries, and boom, put some milk in there, some protein powder.
But just like
Ooh, yeah.
drinking a glass of milk, I feel is
Oh,
weird.
it's so good. You have like a cookie, and you
Yes.
just drink milk out of the container. Just,
Okay.
ugh.
That's the one time I've ever been like, okay, milk has its purpose in life. It's
With
like when you
cookies?
dunk a cookie.
Brownie and milk.
It's
or
like
milky
I will
cookies.
suffer through lactose-induced like stomach pains for that.
Totally worth it. You ever had? Have you ever had a Tim Tam? The
Yes.
cookie. Okay. Have you ever done a Tim Tam slam?
you dunk. Wait,
You bite the corners, the opposite corners off on the end of the cookie.
yes.
Use it as a straw,
Dude.
and then you eat the cookie after.
Was it you that was telling me about this before?
Yes.
Who was
I
it you
think
that
I was
telling me
mentioning it
about the
at one of
Tim
the.
Tam Slam?
Yes. Last time I
Okay.
saw you, I think it was Salt Pierogi Bar. I was
Yeah, I
talking
think
about
it was
Tim Tam
Salt.
Slams because I just
Yes.
found out what it was. I'd been doing it for years, but someone's like, "That's a Tim Tam Slam." I'm like, what?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I have a feeling. I can't remember why that came up, but it came up. And
I was just bringing up Tim Tams for some reason because I've eaten like 9.
like-
They come in packs of 11, and I ate 9 in one sitting. I can never eat the last 2. I'm like, I'm not going to be a complete piece of shit and eat this whole pack of cookies. That's just gross. I'll wait till tomorrow and I'll finish them. Makes me feel better about myself. 9 of them, though. It's just an insane amount of cookies.
yeah.
Okay, so they're old. They're older.
And it's like it shows you the life of like excess, and she's all like plastic surgeryed up, and she's like, tell me again. And she's like, well, it's only what, Tuesday or Thursday or whatever she says. She's like, I think I need to hear it every day. And it's like, oh, you're looking younger every day. It's like, she is such. The women in this movie are so good at playing psychos. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, super vain.
oh God, she's just like void of anything other than caring about herself. She does not have the capacity, and it just shows like. And then it cuts to he's upstairs passed out on the floor because I don't know if he like drunk himself into a stupor
Yeah,
or he like
fell
overworked
over.
himself, and he's like, I'm gonna lay on the floor. And
It looked very uncomfortable.
he looked very like he reminiscent of something else to come. I really feel that's a mirror there.
A little foreshadowing.
A little bit of foreshadowing for you.
Like I sleep on my bed and then my back gets fucked up. If I sleep on a floor, it'd probably actually be better.
I mean, if he's like all alcoholized,
He was very limber when he went to bed, I guess.
Yeah.
Just, flopping down everywhere.
yeah. Well, and then that shows like how like the life of excess leads to severe alcoholism. Like
Oh, boredom.
There's
He
lots
needs
of-
hobbies.
life lessons in this.
Well, yeah, money can't buy you happiness, and it will buy you a lot of alcohol.
Oh, it will buy you a lot of alcohol, which is close to happiness.
So where did we go next?
Did you see the man cave though with the guns on the wall?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Was that his study?
it was his, I guess it's
Probably.
what they called it back then. They didn't call it a man cave. They called it
study.
a study.
I'm going to put such a sweet study in my garage when I get a house. We'll come hang out in the study, boys.
Yeah.
And then she goes to the plastic surgery place.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or the spa.
Well, but first
spa.
you find out that he is no longer a plastic surgeon, which he
Oh,
used
yeah.
to be, but now he's a mortuary cosmetologist.
They call him an undertaker. Is that the same? Is that what an undertaker does? Is make up the dead?
Is it?
I don't think
No,
so.
I feel like it's a different.
It has to be different because otherwise there wouldn't have been a wrestler named the Undertaker. He wouldn't have named himself after.
He's like, I'm
doing
gonna make people
makeup on
beautiful.
dead people.
The Undertaker was there before this. No, he totally would have. Takes care of the dead.
No.
Yeah, but there's also Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and he's not actually a barber. He just walked around with a big pair of shears, like, I'm going to cut you. They're not
like how we're
literal
trying to, like,
names.
Yeah, but
Logic with wrestlers.
Like, a Hulkster isn't a real thing. It was just a nickname.
a person who's in the business of preparing dead bodies for burial or cremation.
Undertaker.
Okay.
There you go.
But that's not involving makeup.
Sure. No, an
Well, it's
Undertaker will
preparing the body.
fill them with embalming fluid and do
Yeah.
makeup jobs. Like when you see a dead body, it has makeup on.
Well, I
Yeah.
still like mortuary
Mortuary
cosmetologist.
That's what I went to school for.
I'm a
I went
mortuary
to a mortuary
cosmetologist.
cosmetology school.
So yes, she goes to the spa,
And-
and I love how
The way that door closes with the mirror
Oh yeah.
and the guy and the image of the guy and that weird, like, first you see the machines and like the pumping and
Oh, yeah.
and then like you see this like circular thing and this guy like twists on it. He's getting some sort of weird blood transfusion.
God. Think about that. There's like people out there.
That will do that.
Yeah.
That's a real
Yeah.
They're
thing.
like, I want young blood. Give me some blood.
Yeah, take out all my old blood and put in new fresh stuff.
Get me some
Okay.
fresh blood, please.
I'm gonna go get some bloodletting done this weekend.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. I'm a little lightheaded for a while.
And
gotta-
then
Go ahead.
No, and then it just cuts right from there to like fake accent lady.
Oh yeah, what was with that?
Yeah.
It's like it was so obviously fake.
We've done
Yeah, and
this
she loses
no more
it.
than 6 months. You were
No,
here
it-
3 weeks ago.
No, it was more French.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, but you
Oh,
only,
yeah.
we need to do this every 6 months. And
It's
then
only been three weeks or whatever.
and then the guy busts in and she's like, oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna leave
Fucking
now.
creepy dude with his eye like
Yeah.
Just twitching
falling
away.
out. And he's like pushing it back in.
Yeah.
And she like totally, and he has that creepy accent, but it's like very like sinisterly creepy. Like this dude is gonna be somebody that is gonna creep me out even more in a few minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, go see this lady and she'll help you out.
Yeah.
I wonder how the surgeon, the spa office got tangled up with the macabre, the
'cause
magic people.
he's in it. Like he's part of it.
Yeah, because he was talking at
He's
the
the
end.
MC at the end. He magically
That's
became
right.
the MC.
That's right.
And so he was like totally like he took the potion like he's pushing his eyeball back in, right?
Yeah.
So he totally was in on it. He's like, oh, so I need to like recruit people. So he was obviously like sent into these spas to be like a recruiter.
Gotcha. I didn't make that connection at the end. I missed that. And I remember seeing him at the end too, like, hey, it's that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, they're all old clients.
He's a cult recruiter.
I just wouldn't want to inject anything into my face.
Yeah.
Like these
no.
people that are hooked on plastic surgery is just crazy.
Like there's certain plastic surgeries I can see and understand and like want to get myself, but like injecting shit into my face, it's just like no, because that's a lot of upkeep. Like I
Yeah.
want to be able to like have wrinkles
Yeah.
and like
You want to be able to show concern with your
you know,
face.
and the more like the wrinkles are there, like the less I have to make the frowny face. Like it just stays like that. Right? It just becomes easier to make that face. I don't have to do it anymore.
Resting concerned face.
Yeah.
Deep in thought all the time.
All the time.
We see people who can't move their forehead or blink, and it's like,
Yeah.
why would you want that? Why would you think that looks attractive?
I recently was talking to a friend of mine and I was like, don't do it. They're like, yeah, I'm going to get lip fillers. I'm like, no. Just like I support you and I support your decisions and I support you in your life and whatever you want to do to make you happy, but don't fucking do it, you psycho.
Ugh, the lips are the worst.
Oh, and it's like you can totally tell when people have got it done and then they
Yeah.
don't keep it up. You can totally tell because they get that weird bump in the middle and their mouth is just always in that weird pursed position. And
It
then
looks
they
like
just have weird wrinkles. And
exaggerated duck face, like duck face times 10. Saw this woman come in with a friend of hers at Dickens when I was working there. And I came up to the table and was like, hey, what can I get for you? And she just turned. And I was like, oh my, I was trying not to laugh. It looked
yeah.
so
it's
comical.
like permanent Caitlyn Jenner face for the rest of your life.
Ugh,
God.
it's such a weird look.
Yeah.
Like if I get like a bump on my lip, like a cold sore or something, I'm like, oh God, this is gross. I couldn't imagine my lips just being inflated to 3 times their normal size. Going, oh my God, this looks so sexy. It doesn't.
Oh God.
But yeah, so then we got this, the dinner
Well, yeah, they go to the party.
party.
Yeah.
The party.
Well, she
and
was
then-
46. I wrote down she was 46.
Yes,
This.
I got that there. Yeah, and then yeah, and then the woman comes up to Bruce Willis there, and she's like, "Oh, your work on my aunt, or was it her aunt, her
Yes,
late aunt?
it was.
so beautiful. What's your secret?" And he's like, "Spray paint." And he gets all like excited about the fact that he's covering people with spray paint. Like, so it's like, there's so many times. I was just thinking, oh, I can go to the hardware store. And it's like, he gets so excited. He turns over, and her face is like pure disgust and horror. And he's like, oh shit.
I don't know why. I don't know why you would care.
Yeah.
Like really.
It's like, oh, they're dead. Sure. Like,
Yeah.
fill them with flour and like spray paint them. I don't care if you use like a grinder on them. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
You made them look great.
that's all
Right
I
on.
care about. Like,
But you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that's your secret. You disgust
spray
me.
paint. Oh
You'd
my
think
God.
Somebody would have figured it out. The casket would
Yeah.
reek like paint. Like
Oh, yeah.
You spray paint something outside, and somebody 8 doors down is like, somebody's painting down here.
Yeah.
You can smell it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would assume that the body would just smell heavily of paint.
Yeah.
I loved that her Mercedes, when she's driving through the rain, after she goes to bang that young guy, After the party, she's like, I'm gonna go sleep with my mistress.
Yeah.
Mister.
Well, yeah, but before like the reveal of Goldie Hawn.
Oh, yeah.
The reveal of so it's like that silhouette. It's like the silhouette of that the fat lady that she was is like standing there, and you're like, oh, okay, there it is. It's like, oh, and bam, no, she's not fat anymore. She's this svelte,
She's fit.
tiny little thing in this flowing red gown, and she's all glamorous, and like her eyes keep getting creepier in every shot.
Yeah.
Like they keep getting like more and more translucent as it goes on, and it really reaches his epitome of translucency in the pool scene.
This is really creepy.
Yeah, it's that was like, oh, they just get more and more hollow white, and it's just like, oh my god,
That was
she's
really
a
well done.
zombie.
So yeah, she's driving to So she goes to sleep with her young man. The young man's like, "Hey, look,
When it all builds,
I got someone here. So go find someone your own age."
Yeah.
Which
Oh.
was mean. That's just cold.
yeah, and well, it builds. It just where is it? Yeah, and it's just like the dramatic view, the dramatic music, and everything just starts to build, and then it's like she's driving, like she's not doing anything for women drivers in this movie
No.
at all, like not like.
She stops
advancing
in
us.
mid-traffic.
in the middle, and
Yeah.
she's like wiping her, like throws all of her makeup all over the. I've done that so many times. Not stopped in the middle of the road, but like just thrown my bag, like the makeup and everything, just like across the seat.
I don't know how many times I have witnessed women putting on their makeup in traffic. In my
Like,
in my
stopped
21
in, like,
years of driving.
Stopped in traffic or like driving and like.
Both. Stopped at red lights doing the
I can see
the
stopped
mascara
at a
but
red light.
also like doing it at full speed on the
Yeah,
highway.
no,
I look
that's
over
like-
and I see like they're putting on lipstick. I'm like, fucking don't. You crazy person.
I mean, you could probably put on lipstick. I mean, I feel like I know
No.
the contours of my lips well enough.
You're one out of how many though? Like it's not safe.
Also, I'm not
No.
putting on like red lipstick.
Yeah.
Maybe some chapstick.
Yeah,
It'd be
no.
like me.
I'll be
Okay, yeah,
putting on
chapstick's different.
chapstick at a
Chapstick's
red
fine.
light.
You can put
Oh.
that on without looking at anything. Just-
Yeah.
I mean, there have been times, I'm not going to lie, there have been times when I'm stopped at a red light or in traffic, and I'm like, okay, I'll take this moment to throw something on my face.
Yeah, red light's one thing.
But like driving, like that's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the woman who was like making a taco. Like there was a woman who was like putting a taco together.
Oh, you got
While
you
she
got to
was
eat.
driving down the highway, she's like stuffing shit into the taco shell.
Oh my god.
It is. I wonder what like some of the craziest stuff that people have been doing when they get pulled over has been. Like, there's got to be a list somewhere.
So legitimately, I one time was walking and I saw a police officer driving down the road, balancing like a bowl of he was eating something with a spoon, and it's like, is he fucking eating soup driving down the road
in front of his computer with his
Yeah.
phone right
computer?
here.
And like,
Radio on.
and I'm just like staring at him, and I did like the whole like eyes thing, and he just keeps. I don't even know if he saw me, but if he did, I probably would have been like pulled over. Like,
Yeah.
stop looking at
You're
me.
like, you're under arrest.
You're under
for
arrest
jaywalking.
for
Yeah.
police state.
I didn't cross the street. Get across the street. You jaywalk. Now get back here. Well, they can get away with anything.
Oh
They-
yeah, they can for sure.
One of my coworkers, my old coworkers, almost got run over by a cop in an intersection. He wasn't even
Yeah.
paying attention, and he almost ran him over. And I said, like, what would have happened if he ran you over? They were like, nothing.
Nothing
Yeah.
It would
at
have
all.
been fine.
Yeah.
They'd, the sun was in his eyes, and he didn't see you, and you shouldn't have been walking there in the first place. Gone. So she goes to see Lisa. Oh my God. So her door people.
The professional wrestlers.
They look like American gladiators.
Oh
Yeah.
God. What did I say about that? The dudes in the velour and the leather. What?
And they're Judge Dredd belts.
They look like hey, the hair metal, the hair dude from a hair metal band
Yeah.
answers the door.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what? And
like-
it's like,
Yeah. Axl Rose is like, hello.
They just finished shooting a White Snake video, and these
Yeah.
guys are still just waiting for their ride. Oh, come on in.
freaking just the purple striped velour with like the leather like into
Mm-hmm.
it's like, what is
And there wasn't just one, there was two.
Yeah. There was 3.
who we come to find out are named Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yep. Dick, Tom, Harry, get them.
Well, at first she's like, the first time she says it, she goes, does she say Dick then Harry, or does she say Harry then Dick?
Oh, Harry and Dick.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
says
that's
Harry, Dick, and it's like,
I'm like, what weird names?
and then later she says Tom, Dick, Harry, and it's like, no way.
People still use those names? Any Tom, Dick, and Harry from the street.
I mean, I've said it in recent conversations, but that's
haven't.
because I'm like old.
Yeah, it's not a reference that's made a lot anymore.
I think like us elder millennials kind of still use
It's
it.
crazy that we're millennials. This is fucked.
Just
is it?
really pissed about being a millennial.
80 to 07 or something?
Yeah,
That's the span?
It's
I don't know.
Oh, I accept it. It's fine. I don't have
Jeff's
to like
so
it. But
bitter about
Well,
being a millennial because
but we're
millennials
elder.
are always like roasted and made fun of.
elder millennials.
elder millennials.
Yes.
Mileldery.
Elder millennials.
I feel like the millennial like category is the one that's like sectioned off the most because you've got like elder millennials, peak millennials, young millennials, millennials, like, and each couple of years you can totally tell the shift of like, okay, that's a peak millennial, and like
If you're on TikTok, I don't know what
That's
category you
a
are
Gen
there.
Z.
What?
you're a Gen Z
No.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
on TikTok.
Generation Z is
after
97 to
Oh.
something now.
yeah.
I Googled it. So millennials are
Thanks,
81
Google.
to 96.
Damn. Yeah, I'm in there. 82.
Same. And then Generation Z is what the fuck? I don't know. That's another Googling. But
What-
after that,
What if,
97 to something.
Yeah, like I'm constantly reminded that I am a millennial, like all the time with the people I hang out with. It's just like, with there's a lot of very, very young comics out there, and it's
there's a
just like-
few. Yeah.
you just get reminded how, oh God, it's just like this culture shock.
Well,
You see them, and then I go home, and I'm dating like an old dude. So it's like the offset. I'm like, God, I'm such a millennial to this because I feel like those young kids. It's terrible.
It was
It's
interesting when I
terrible.
realized how old a lot of the comics were. I was like, damn, you guys are all so young.
Oh, they're like 26. So one of them is like 22. A couple of them are like 22.
Oh, Connor Runnings is like 19. No, 20. 20 or
20.
21. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
young.
And it's like-
I think Tyson Crab's pretty young.
Yeah, and like Kendall is
21.
20.
Or
No,
tw-
20.
No, he's like 20 or
22.
21.
22, I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like.
he's young. He's in early 20s.
Yeah,
crazy.
but there's a lot of like
Zach
and it's
Russo's
like,
26. Like, Dan's our
I know.
age.
Zach Russo. I'm like, how are you 26? Like,
He's just
you're a
tall.
child. You're an infant. You're a baby. Like,
He's got a great fucking Arthur Morgan voice from Red Dead Redemption and a great wrestling voice.
and they're all just so young, and they're like, they say something, and it's like, wait,
You're not old enough to know that.
How old are you? Like, how old are you for a second? They're like, oh, who is it? Bo is like 26, and it's
Yeah,
like,
he's young. Yeah, it's crazy.
no,
his-
you're a child.
His fucking rant bit the other night. I'd never seen it before. He's discovering something, and it's
Monday?
fantastic. On Tuesday at Logan's.
Tuesday. Okay.
Oh, it was so good. He's finally just embraced that he's fucking just mad at everything. He's like, how you doing? You good? Yeah, I'm not. And he just goes on this fucking I'm like, what is this? This is amazing. Holy shit. Bravo. It was fantastic.
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, yeah, you got to see it. It's good. It's really good.
I'll see it in a couple weeks.
It's pretty awesome that he's done it. I like it.
I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Okay, so she gets the potion.
Yes.
Okay, how funny would it be if she's like, just drink this, and she drinks, and she's like, it was just water. Just drink more water, lady. Haha, now get out of here.
Yeah.
You're dead now.
What kind of Egyptian cult leader is she? Like,
I loved her shirt made of necklaces.
oh God, it's like she's like naked. This naked Egyptian cult leader.
I was
Yeah.
reading the trivia and it said that the director initially wanted to have her be like Cleopatra.
yeah, you totally get the
I could see that.
Cleopatra
Yeah.
vibe.
And like she found immortality and faked her death with the asps.
The asps.
Oh, gotcha.
But she's
That-
71 years old, this one.
Yeah.
So this didn't seem like a fair deal. You drink this, you give up your soul, but you only get 10 years of youth, and then you're fucked. And then you have to disappear.
Well, yeah, and then you have
Yeah,
to,
she
you
was like,
get to stay young forever, but
Yeah.
you have to disappear from the public eye. You can
10
fake your
years.
death, you can retire.
So you need some time alone.
You, and then she made like a reference to that actress. Jeez.
Oh, whichever one, I can't remember. This is 92,
Yeah.
so she's like, I just need to be left alone. I just want to be left alone. She's like,
Be
no,
alone.
that's her?
Yeah.
I don't know who it was, though. This is old. So old. Yeah. So I felt like the 10 years, I'm like, it doesn't really seem like a good deal.
yeah.
Oh, and
like,
I love how she
like,
gives her
yeah.
the warning after she drinks it, too.
Yeah, she's like,
And now a warning.
so now you're giving me
Yeah.
a warning? But it made sense for it to come at that time because you think like, oh my God, what is this warning going to be? Like, you're going to become, now you have leprosy. Like,
Yeah.
What is the warning?
Well, see that, too. Like, she starts falling apart within the 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, so
That's
it's...
because she died. So if she didn't die, if she didn't fall, so when she fell down the stairs, comically, so because she's now dead. So if she didn't die, she wouldn't have started decaying.
Oh, so I thought that she... Okay, I was
No,
under
because
the
if
impression...
you look at everybody else, they're fine, but they didn't die.
Gotcha.
Yes, so
Death
they're
becomes
actually
her,
death
okay.
becomes her. Now the title clicks.
Oh my God! See, I for some reason thought that they were
No.
dead as soon as they drank the potion.
So they when they fall down the stairs, so when
right.
Meryl Streep falls down the stairs, and then when Goldie Hawn gets comically shot from a shotgun and
She flies
flies
so far.
into the pool. They're dead. They're dead now. And so they are now walking corpses.
Okay, fuck yeah. See, I didn't make this again.
no, I didn't either.
I didn't make this connection, and I was like, damn, I'm glad you're here to clear this
yeah.
up.
I'm glad I'm here.
Because I just in my head, I'm like, all these people are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought that was the crazy twist. Was like, that's the real price you pay is you die. You don't actually. The money is one thing, but then you just give up your soul at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so all the other people that you come to see at the last scene there, they are all alive.
Gotcha.
But those dumb bitches
Oh,
are dead.
That's right. Because Elvis faked his death.
Marilyn
Yeah.
Monroe, Andy Warhol,
James Dean, and
James
Jim
Dean-
Morrison.
Jim Morrison. Yeah. So
Conspiracy.
I saw these people, but I'm like, I don't know who they are. I'm sure I probably should have known, but I'm like, these guys will know who they are.
Yeah.
he's relying on us.
So I got a real kick out of these.
Relying
So
on women to find out your information.
yeah,
for you.
yeah. Thank you guys. So Goldie Hawn comes over while she's gone, and they start talking about okay, we're gonna kill her. We're gonna make it look like this. We're gonna poison her
I
cup.
like how she beforehand she's like in the mirror, and so I love how the camera angles really sum up the characters for you. Like you're like, they're crazy. She's a psycho because she's doing the
Just puffing air
puffing
in
the
her
things
eyes.
in the eyes. Like I need to talk to Madeline. And then like the camera angle, you're like, okay, she's crazy. The camera angle comes back and it's like, die, Marilyn. Like,
Yeah.
all over the place. Or Madeline.
Been
And it's
holding
like
that grudge for a while.
all over the place. It's like pictures of her like with her neck slit and like all these crazy things. It's like, okay, so she is indeed a psycho. Just like they did a really good job of like, okay, you think she's a crazy cat lady? No, she really is a crazy cat lady. You think she's a psycho? Oh, you have no idea how much of a psycho this woman is. Like it's very well thought out and helps people assure their views.
Like, oh yeah, she's crazy.
She.
But I got a real kick out of like they're just dumping. Like we'll make it look like she had a few drinks. They're dumping just two
Like,
sixes
yeah.
all over the car,
All
and I
over.
always love it when cars just explode instantly when
it's
they
like-
touch anything.
Bam! and I love how they like pull it up. There's like the charred arm clutching
Yeah.
the bottle in the morgue.
Her blood alcohol was 0.40. She had it coming.
Yeah.
She had it coming. Just another drunk driver.
Like, damn.
And I like how he's in like a white suit planning the like when they're like in the dream sequence when she's explaining how they're gonna do this. And he's in like this white dreamy suit.
Black
And
gloves.
the black gloves, and then Meryl Streep's character is in a red dress, and then it like cuts down this long table when she like like right into her food because they put the poison on the glass, and she's like right into her food, and then it like cuts down this long table with all these candelabras. Like, who has that many candelabras?
Who's that big of a table?
Yeah.
I don't have that many friends.
It's like,
I don't even
how
have
did
a
the
dining room table.
sprinklers not go off with that many candelabras on the table? And then they're like both dressed in white, and they're like, oh, we've killed her. Like, woohoo.
We have to make it look like an accident.
And it's like, did not her falling down the stairs was much more of an elegant solution?
That I felt bad for the stunt person in that stunt.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think they
Holy.
must have just like taken a body, like just a like socks, like a stuffed sock body, just like stuffed it full of like sand and like
Yeah.
It looks
Threw it.
real.
Who knows
It looked
what
like
it
a
was.
real person.
and just like she's just laying there like pretzeled on the floor. And it's like, and she fell forever. It was like you look at like the stairs and then you look at how long she fell. It's like, I don't think that adds up. Like,
It was a vicious, vicious fall.
oh, it
And
was, and all the crunching, like,
Yeah.
so the Foley department on this movie, like that, like the sound stage in that movie. Oh my
It was
God.
fantastic.
Well, and then the clicking of the heels constantly, the click, click, click on the marble floor, and just all these crunching sounds. It's like, God, they must have had a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Well, the visual effects in this movie.
Oh.
I think, Katie, you were looking this up. It was, or was it you that looked it up? It was the in '92. This got
Yeah. they
best.
got-
Yeah.
This won best visual effects. The
Yeah.
Oscar over Aliens 3.
with her neck twisted completely.
Yeah.
So when he's like on the phone, he's getting all excited that she's dead and like she fell. Oh my God, we're rid of her. We can like move on with our lives. He's getting all excited. And she like slowly rises. I'm just like, oh my God. And then you see like this decrepit kind of body like backwards walking towards him.
It was so creepy.
Oh,
Yeah.
and like the backwards walking, and it was like so painful. It's like, find a railing or something, darling. Like, oi, it was. And then the neck, and she's like, what's happening to me? Oh my God, my head is backwards. My ass,
Snaps
I
it
can see
back.
my ass. I was like, God, that's.
So then, yeah, he takes her to the hospital. Doctor checks her out. So yeah, this is when she's dead.
Yeah.
And then the doctor dies. Of that. Well, that would be fucking freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he has a heart attack. Yeah, or dies, whatever. Something we did brush over though was when she takes the potion and she's standing in the mirror before she leaves.
Oh yeah.
And like, this is just like slowly, like she saw the hand and the age marks disappear, and then she's leaving and she catches herself in the mirror, and it's like, her face starts to fade all beautifully, and then it's like her butt is like like jumps up, and then her like boobs like one by one just like suck in. It's like, God, I wish I could drink a magic potion and like the mom boobs just like disappeared. Like that would be magic. It's like if I didn't have to get a boob job and just like drank a magical potion, like yes, please. That's like a dream. And then like the Axl Rose there is like, shh.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone.
It's like I think people are gonna have questions. It's like she's had so much plastic surgery and has never looked this good. Yet now all of a sudden she looks fantastic. Like the plastic surgery just all of a sudden caught up to her. Just
See, that I feel like would be a job in itself. Just telling people what you've been doing.
Yeah.
When you're like, you look different. Like if I got my crooked nose fixed, people would know immediately.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with your
I've
nose?
just been drinking a lot of water.
Yeah, I just did a lot of nose exercises at
Swimming in a
home.
pool naked.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what rich people say. Eating more caviar.
I've
like,
been, I don't know what.
falling downstairs like a dumb bitch.
Just
Like,
super rich.
and then like that falling down the stairs too with the teetering on the edge. She's
Oh,
like,
Oh, that was
yeah.
ridiculous.
and it's like
A comical, like,
the
delayed fall.
there is so much bad comedy in this movie, and it's just so beautiful, like the over dramatization of everything, and they're overacting. Like they overacted beautifully. Every person in this movie is overacting, and it's just like it just works. Because normally when you see overacting, it's like cringe. Like just stop right now. But it's like this is just so big, and like the whole thing is a giant cringe, and you just want more. You want to cringe more because like Bruce Willis is getting all excited about spray paint and death. That'd be a great metal band.
Yeah, this
Spray paint and death.
spray painted, ladies and gentlemen, spray painted death. Well, this is like it's basically like watching a play,
Yeah.
like a farce
I
on
think
stage.
that's definitely
Because it was kind of reminiscent of like Boeing, a play I did like years ago. It was like very over the top, like, you know, like push this one out of the room and another girl comes in like, hey, what's going on, darling? Ah. Like, oh my God, they're going to find out. It's kind of the same thing. Like, so, but see, it's weird because back in the 90s, this was great acting. It was great acting.
Well, it's still, I mean, that amount of overacting, like it takes a lot to overact that well. Because it's like you can cross a line to like where it just doesn't work anymore.
Watch old Jim Carrey now.
Yeah.
Holy, I tried to watch Liar Liar a few years ago.
I still love.
It's still good, but it's not
like
great.
Yeah,
It's you watch it now, you're like, ugh.
it's I don't know. I like that kind of humor, so I just sit there and like laugh to myself.
It's
The Mask-
like Ace Ventura is still good.
Oh,
The
Ace
Mask is still
Ventura
great.
The
holds
best.
There are
up.
some that will never go out
You
of style.
cannot like Ace
Dumb and
Ventura,
Dumber.
like it's Waterboy.
Wait, well, yeah, not talking Jim Carrey.
What that was Jim
Sandler.
Carrey, was that?
Adam
Oh.
Sandler. No,
I'm thinking of I'm not thinking of Waterboy. I'm thinking of Cable Man.
Cable Guy.
Cable Guy.
Steven.
Yes, like that over, like that crazy overacting. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
That was
some,
ridiculous.
Yeah, but they all push it like right to the edge of this is gonna get bad if they push it one more step. But it's like they just held it in this perfect like suspension of.
Well, this movie holds
so-
up. Like this was
Yeah.
92,
Yeah.
and as we just watched it in 2020, I'm like, this is still a great movie.
It
Yeah.
is
28
It is
years
a
later.
Great movie.
So like we normally make fun of movies on here, but I'm like, this one was great.
This one is it's one of those movies where it's just like you want it to be terrible,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's just not.
No.
Because it's not taking itself like
Seriously.
seriously. Yeah.
Yeah.
So goes down to the morgue because she gets taken away to the morgue. I loved the floating nuns just
Yeah.
rolling
It's like,
down the
are they
fucking
on
hallway.
hoverboards and they're like,
Yeah, the
oh, like
roller
the
shoes.
cry
That's what I was
humming,
thinking. I was like,
and it's like that cry humming, like oh. I'm just like trying. So there's so many points. Where it's like, no, I gotta laugh like right now. I'm like, okay, don't laugh. Keep it cool. Keep it cool. It's like, ah!
you can laugh all you want, doesn't matter.
Oh my god. Like it was. Oh.
So he rescues her from the morgue.
Oh, and she's like banging. So he like gets into the really fancy looking morgue with like the freaking like jade walls.
Yeah.
It's a rich people morgue.
Yeah.
It's a rich people hospital.
And nobody working in there either.
And the guy sitting in the freaking ER with like the bloody tennis knees.
That's how you-
That was a weird shot.
That's
Like,
how you know it's a rich ER.
so he's
and
playing
it's like-
tennis injury.
Yeah.
All of the doctors were attending to the dying doctor.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
That's where they all went. They all went and rushed. They're like, oh, we gotta help one of our own. Fuck these people in the ER.
So my next note was, I'm not sure how Goldie could see with those sunglasses. She was wearing sunglasses at night.
At night.
Yes. So
It's
she because she
like that song. Like,
she was I wear my sunglasses at night so I can
so she can see.
I don't even know the next line of that song.
No.
Yeah.
Something about his eyes.
Yeah, but she.
So she's like stalking
that
outside their
outfit-
house.
And that outfit with the beret.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and
the
the
black
black.
pants.
And the leather jacket.
They were like yoga pants, but like yoga jeans.
Yeah.
And I like how she breaks in to like almost run over and then have to run right back out again. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you should have just waited outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she followed them. She followed them. Where'd they go?
To the hospital. That's where they went. Or no.
No, because she's waiting for them when they come back.
Yeah.
Because he drags her out of the car, and then she hops
He
the
probably-
fence.
he probably
Almost gets
he
run
went
over.
to go get all the stuff from the morgue.
That's
Yeah.
right.
All of the embalming
Paint
stuff.
and stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause then he's spray painting her
Yeah.
after that.
Also, I love how he smashes into the ambulance.
I know.
That's why I said, like, this is Bruce Willis is just like, they're like, just
like,
be crazy.
just-
Just be
Yeah.
crazy. You're frantic.
They told him to be nuts, and he ran with it.
Yeah.
Like, you
He
believe.
was like, okay.
He's just that tension. He has that tension in his body. Like, you can just see it, and you can just see that he's a broken man. Like, you just, like, that brokenness just seeps through, and it keeps. I think I wrote like 5 times broken man. Like,
He's the broken man.
he was just so.
Well, this is what marriage does you. That's whenever you get married. It
That's-
just destroys you. Like, oh, he's painting dead people now. He needs to be a surgeon.
It's like, oh.
Just
yeah,
completely
marriage
crushed him.
destroys you.
So then we got Goldie. She's in the house now.
Yeah.
And she gets shot with a shotgun.
Oh, huge.
Point blank to the guts across the room.
Goes flying.
Yeah.
I was going to kick out of that because, like, Mythbusters have proved it. A shotgun blast, no matter what distance you're at, it's not going
It's
to
not
blast
gonna
a person
blast
back.
you.
Like, not through the air 15
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah.
Maybe
Airborne.
like it'll knock you backwards and like rip a hole through you for sure.
Yes.
Not a clean hole like that where it looks like someone
Yeah.
just like bit her. It's just like
Yeah.
it looked like a circular bite mark.
Just a plug just got
And
hit
it's
out
just
of
like
her.
the way it like so they're at the end of the pool there. And the pool, by the way, it didn't even look like it was like blood in the pool. It looked like watermelon juice.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, and the little lilies floating there and like the lit pool. It's like, I want this house. I don't give a fuck about this movie anymore. I just
Too much
want
to
this.
clean.
Way
too much to clean.
There's maids, okay? There's the maid that like brings her breakfast. They got to have someone cleaning that house
The
too.
maid
It's not
hated
them.
her life.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Oh, you look
She's
beautiful,
like, yeah,
ma'am.
you're fucking gorgeous.
Eat your goddamn
Cut
breakfast,
my
bitch.
check.
And then they when they're at the end and he's like, okay, let's fix this. Let's
Trying to roll out the tarp.
Roll out the tarp.
Help me.
and
Yeah.
Help me. Okay, I'm helping you. And then is the whole neighbor comment that was
Yeah. The neighbors would have heard the shot.
it's like we've lived here for 10 years. We haven't seen neighbors.
Be weird never seeing a neighbor if you lived in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
But also like high gated community in Beverly Hills. Like
Yeah.
And it's like, but that scene, it's like you start seeing like the top of her head.
It's a great shot.
And then it just like the hole, it settles right on the hole and they're like framed in the middle. The shots and the like
It's an iconic shot.
the angles that they took in this movie, just like the cinematography in itself is beautiful. Like you look at it, it's like, oh yeah, that's great. It's just like you get.
There was one particular shot earlier where there was a mirror on the back of the couch. This is at the start of the movie, where she's getting worried about, it's Helen getting worried about Madeline. And he's like, you don't have nothing to worry about. He's talking to her and you can see his face in the mirror.
in the mirror.
And the back of him and then her.
Yes.
I love shots like that. Drive
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
They did it with
Yes.
Drive and Ryan Gosling. It was so good. So I appreciate stuff like that where you're like, oh, they're utilizing like the parts
All
of the
the-
room.
Yeah.
Like even in the mirror shot where she's like, Madeline, I need to speak to Madeline. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a crazy cool shot.
Yeah.
And they like give that whole reveal of all the die stuff.
yeah.
Laces out, Dan.
Laces.
So now we get a classic lightsaber shovel fight.
Yeah.
Why? Oh yeah, they grabbed the
It's like
shovels because they were going to
just
bury
start going
her.
mad on each other. It's like
And the consistency with her having the hole in her, like never once was it
never
not
did break.
see-through.
And then even in the shadows.
yeah.
Like even in the shadows, it's like you see the hole. And there was a couple of times where like they utilized shadows. Like when he says he's gonna leave, like they go upstairs and they're like, okay, we're friends now. We've decided that we need each other now. We
Yeah.
have to depend on each other. So we'll go along to get along. We're best friends. they come in the room, his shadow is tiny and their shadows are huge. And it shows like they are like the big personalities and he is the sub. Like,
The little man.
yeah. So like there was like just the cinematography in this movie. Like it's like architecture for me. It's just like,
So no, this is where at this point he's gonna leave, right? So
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
He's like, I'm
like-
done. I'm leaving.
he packs up his dartboard.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'm taking my
I'm
dartboard.
leaving. I'm taking my. You can't play with my darts anymore.
Yeah.
No more darts for you, bitches.
So there's that. So then,
And
yeah,
then they're like, patch us up, and then it's fine. Leave forever. And he's like, okay.
yeah, that's right. So he patches
Totally
them up,
gives in.
and then they're gonna like, well, we got to keep him, so we can't let him go. So let's drug him. Let's drug him, and we'll take him to Lisa, and it'll be fine.
I like how he's like keeps trying to drink
Yeah,
it.
and then like sloshes it out.
well, first he's like he goes to drink it a couple of times and then puts it down and leaves the room. They follow him. They give him the drink, and then he like just sloshes it to the point of like there's like an
One sip left.
yeah, just enough. And then he just goes to drink and he's like, you know, I'm too much of an alcoholic. I think I'm done with alcohol at this point in my life. And like, psh, I was like waiting for that plant to like comically die.
Yeah.
That would have been on par with the movie, like that plant just like comically dying. They're like, oh, thank God. We just wanted to knock him out, not kill him.
Yeah.
Woo. And then he wakes up and he's in the suit.
Oh, because they smash him with vases.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Two very large vases.
I was like, oh God. Well, it's like the one wasn't enough. And then he wakes up at
He makes
like
the smart move.
the cult house, the
Yeah.
cult castle.
And then, Liesl wakes him up. And I noticed she has like a cocaine nail. All of her nails are short except for her one
One.
long acrylic. And I'm like, what the fuck?
She's
like-
71 and bored, I guess.
Well, if you can die and then your body's gonna decay, like why?
Well, as long as you're not snorting fentanyl. And just
Yeah.
doing, she's probably getting really
Fentanyl
good
didn't
high
exist
end.
back then,
Yeah, she's
so-
getting
Yeah.
high end
She's getting
cocaine.
designer coke.
She's getting like
True.
90s coke.
Yeah, oh,
So
fuck.
that shit ain't gonna kill you.
I mean, that'll keep you awake for like a year.
and she's
so
getting lots of money for these transactions.
Yeah,
So she's like,
she's like, who gives a fuck?
she's
Like,
got a house with a fucking pool in it.
I'm freaking.
But she was like, take care of your bodies, like you know.
Take care of your bodies, but I've got this coke
Yeah.
nail, but you
Yeah.
guys don't know what it's
This
for.
is my weight loss trick.
Yeah, honestly.
I don't know. Maybe Maybe she was using it for something else.
Wow.
Taking samples from. I don't know.
So yeah, so he's like, nope, ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch everybody around me die. So he's like, fuck you.
And then
Yeah, well, that
books
was
it.
like the sweet, like that was like the whole value of the movie. That's the whole moral. Is
Yeah.
like you don't want to live forever. Living forever sucks. Like just think of it. If you got to live forever, everyone around you is going to die. You're going to be miserable. You're going to be unhappy. And then what? And then what? You've got all these riches, all this whatever, but you're alone and miserable. So I'd rather live and then die, or just die right now.
Well, it's hard enough making friends now. Like, imagine being alive for another 100 years, trying to make friends later. Like, fuck, it's hard enough now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be able to make friends when you're 120 and everyone else is living in some sort of weird fabricated cyber world. 'Cause that's where we're going.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the foot chase happens. We run into this party.
And and then this is the party where we see Andy Warhol, Marilyn Monroe, like Elvis, all these people, and
Yeah.
it's just like, and then creepy spa guy makes his return as the MC,
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
and it's just like, oh God, there was just so many people there. It's like, oh, it's just a very select few people, and it's like this
lot of 'em.
big room full of
Yeah.
people.
That's
Well, I
just
guess
one gathering.
I guess she's like gotta keep, because you drink it once and you're eternal, right? So
Yeah.
she's gotta keep the income coming,
That's
even
true.
though like it's obviously a huge amount of money. Because at the beginning, what's her nuts there, Meryl Streep was like. She like writes it on the paper. You never get to see what's on that because she writes it, shows Meryl Streep, and then burns it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like, you don't even know like how much was on this, but obviously it was a stupid amount of
Yeah,
money.
because Meryl was like,
Yeah, nope.
And then she shows her like cuts her hand and shows her like the youth hand, like the magical baby hand thing.
I would think that would just
And then she's like,
youthify
okay, and I
all
can
of
cut
you.
you a check now. Like
Yeah.
we're good. Like let's get this deal settled.
Check okay.
So obviously she's got to keep her money coming in. So she's gonna like if it's a one and done kind of thing, you're gonna be selling it to freaking everybody, not just like all the rich people. Just all the rich people. That's when you
People are
need the
obsessed with
1%.
looking younger.
Yeah.
I'm accepting it. I'm aging. I'm letting it happen. But okay, so he ends up on the roof, and this is where, like, man, he is a weak man.
Yeah.
You're hanging by your suspenders. You can reach up and grab that thing. Pull yourself up onto it, you lazy fuck.
I put stop running, you dumbass old man. You're gonna die anyways. Like, why you're old? Why are you running? You
Yeah.
dumb fuck. Like, and then when he leaves when he goes out of the room and like Lisa and the guy are saying that he's like, get him. It's like, you buff motherfucker, run after the old
Yeah.
dude running
Yeah.
to who. Does being young like just take your brain away? Like you're stuck. You're not only stuck with the body of a young person forever, but you're stuck with the dumb brain of a young person.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting. Well, I think your brain can adapt because you
But
have
for
to be able to
for
learn.
That guy, obviously
Yeah,
not.
he's stuck in
Yeah.
that pool room all the time. He doesn't do anything else. It's all about your environment.
Oh, get him!
Just stay
Get
there
him.
and stay there and look good. You son of a bitch. So then he falls because he doesn't drink it, and he falls, lands in the pool. That is a hell of a fall.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hell of a fall.
through that beautiful stained glass.
Yeah.
It's like still gonna hurt you.
And he comes out and he's all cut, and then he gets into the Monopoly car. Like,
Yeah.
that is straight
He gets
up
into
the
James
piece
Dean's car.
from the Monopoly.
It's a very, very tiny car.
Yeah.
We see a top hat pull up behind it. Whoa. Shitty Monopoly joke. And now 37 years later, 'cause
Yeah.
they're
Dang it.
stuck with each other and they look like their faces have melted.
Yeah.
They're disgusting.
Oh God. Well, first you don't see it because they're under the veils, and they're being like those really noisy, like rude, like Jersey bitches in the back where they're like yelling at each other, and it's like, fuck, you're at a funeral. Shut the fuck up.
I know.
It's like you're in a library, so be quiet. I'm surprised no one turned around and shushed them.
Yeah.
There should have been one
That's-
person at least.
But I like how they're talking about all these great things that he's done with his life. Like, he believed that life started at 50, and it's like, yeah, because he started fucking because he had
Yeah.
like
6 kids.
6 kids, and then like he's like, okay, so we started fucking at 50, like.
Fucking enjoying his later years.
Oh
Yeah.
God. And then he like opened like women's clinics and like marriage counseling and AA meetings and
He did a lot.
then
Yeah.
it gives you like the whole moral of everything where it's like the key to eternal life and youth isn't actually living forever or being young. It's through your friends and your family. You live on through memory. And it's like,
And they're like,
God.
Like, fuck that.
yeah.
Yes, they're like walking away and they're all laughing like dumb bitches.
And then classic one more slapstick comical thing at the end where she
well, when
slips
they
on
couldn't
the spray
find
paint.
the spray paint, and Goldie Hawn is yelling at Meryl Streep like, "Where'd you put the spray paint, you dumb bitch?" And it's on the stairs, and then the teetering thing happens again.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like the repeat, and I like the little bits of foreshadowing that happen, like him on the floor at the beginning, twisted like a friggin' pretzel, and then her friggin' falling down the stairs, being twisted like a pretzel. It's like a lot of these like little moments.
It was a really well done movie. And then they
Yeah.
get blown to pieces at the
Oh
end.
Yeah.
my God, the breaking, how they fall down the stairs and then they just smash into all these pieces
a
with their like
mannequin flying
horribly
apart.
melted, flaking faces,
Yeah.
like just their
They're
heads.
decomposing.
And you can hear them like rolling, like now they are like replaced with pottery. Like they have
Yeah.
like replaced themselves with
like
pottery.
ceramics.
Yeah. And it's like you just hear this and it's like, oh my gosh, that their heads. And the last line of the movie is, "Do you remember where we parked the car?" It's like you're ahead. Like, how are
Yeah.
you going to explain this to people now? Like,
See, that would be another shitty thing about
that's-
living forever. You fell apart like that and you still couldn't die.
Yeah.
It's like, now what?
It's like, well, and then that's the next movie is like, where did they go from there? Like, that's what I want to know is like, how did the person that find them react to this? Like,
Jesus.
what the
They put them in jars like Futurama.
Yeah.
That's where that
and that's
started.
how Futurama was born.
Well, that was Death Becomes Her.
That was Death Becomes.
So now we have to rate this. Because like I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Okay. Are you familiar with our rating system? You have to so the rating system should not make any sense, really.
Yeah.
Shouldn't really make any sense. Like, I'm going to rate this. I'm going to give this 6 stomach holes out of 11 twisted necks.
God damn it.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
It was a gimme. It was a gimme. It was an easy one. It was an easy one.
Oh my God.
It was like one of the main things in the movie. Yeah. 6 stomach holes out of 11 twisted necks.
Okay. I'm going to give it 7 sharp red cocaine nails
Ooh.
out of 10 Dobermans.
Oh.
Wait, didn't talk about the dogs, the devil dogs.
Those dogs were. I love
course.
dogs.
Of course, those dogs were in the creepy castle.
Yeah.
Dobermans, too. Dobermans were like 90s dogs.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of Dobermans anymore.
No, Dobermans and Rottweilers were like in 90s movies, and that's it.
Yeah, you don't. I haven't seen a Rottweiler in 5 years.
Since Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
It was such a great movie.
I know.
Oh, I am going to give this 7 cans of tuna in a out of 10 crazy cat lady
Oh,
covers.
there you go. There you go.
That was terrible. That was shitty. Redo Mulligan. I will give that 7 bad toupees
Ooh.
out of 10 equally terrible mustaches.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
much better. Take 2. Take 2 is much better.
All right, you gotta plug some stuff. You got a show coming up.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I have lots of shows coming up.
Nave, start firing them off because like this will air on Friday.
Okay, well, my next one coming out is on March 5th, which Jeff has been on before.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It's fun. It's an interesting show. It's called Comedy Smash the Carlton, and it is at the Carlton Club.
It's a good room. I like that room.
Great. So it's under new ownership, not just new management, but it's under new ownership. They've put a fresh coat of paint on the place, but the crane machine is still the same, and that is what you want.
And there's no draft beer.
There's
Only bottled domestics.
Yeah, I don't know. But there is a highball happy hour, $4 highballs. Yeah.
Oh, the beers were cheap. They're like $5.25, so
Yeah.
like perfect. This
Well,
isn't bad at all.
Fun fact: the soda water is more expensive than the highball.
Wow. What?
So it's like $6 for a freaking soda water.
Good thing I got a beer and not club soda.
Why do we pay? Who pays for? I'm like, I'm not going to pay for this. I will dine and dash on a freaking soda water.
Yeah.
Like,
Oops, sorry.
no, I'm not. But I guess in a bar it's a little bit different, but still not doing it. And then also I have a big fundraiser show coming up on April the 17th at
where's that?
It's at the Victoria Event Center.
Nice.
And it's called What the Vec. Ha ha ha.
What the heck?
What the Vec? And yeah, so that is actually for the VEX Accessibility Fund. So
To try and get an elevator in there.
yeah,
Nice.
so the elevator hasn't been working for quite some time. I did a show back there in October, And it was pointed out like by one of my comics who is physically disabled. She's like, yeah, I can get up there. She's like, but is it okay if I make a bunch of jokes about how this is like, all you fucking ableists or able-bodied people just walked up the stairs, just like, do.
Is this Lenore?
Lenore LeMay,
Yeah.
yeah. She's fucking great. She's like, is that okay? I'm like, yeah, dude, like, speak your truth. Do it. That's what the show is for. And so then this kind of came out of that. So it's gonna be a variety show though. So it's comedy,
Everything.
drag, and burlesque. And then the amazing Keith Sonic and I will be hosting. So it'll be a very weird show that we are giving to the general public. Like this is gonna be. I mean, I was just on his last extravaganza, and I got raw eggs smashed on my head. Like this is a real thing. So we were doing egg roulette. My co-host
So much
knew
fun.
where the eggs, she knew where the eggs were. And as I'm doing this, so the tech guy randomly puts on Eye of the Tiger and I'm telling my jokes into the mic, like on a boom stand like this. And so I'm telling my jokes, looking at Aileen and then smashing, I have headphones on, smashing eggs into my head. And like first egg, raw egg. And I'm like, So the whole thing was whoever gets two raw eggs loses. And they had to get a cake smashed in their face. And it's like, so she knows where they are. I end up doing it. But everybody like gave me props. So like you told your jokes. They've heard them a million times. That like you told them perfectly through smashing eggs on your head. It's like I wouldn't have been able to do them. I'm like, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, it was weird. And then she comes up to me and just smashes the other two raw eggs on my head, and I'm just dripping an egg yolk. And the next thing I know, there's a cake, and my eyes are open, and the cake is like in my face. And I was like, oh my God. But my hair has never been like. I
was going to say, egg yolk is good for your hair, isn't it? Or egg whites?
And like and then my makeup just like came. I didn't have a lot of makeup on, but like all my makeup is like, if you need to get makeup off your face in a hurry, smash a cake.
Okay.
Smash a cake up in your face because it just all came off. And then there was also like a rotisserie chicken. So by the end of the night, there was like egg particles and like cake and rotisserie chicken. All in like the thing about extravaganza is, okay, if you ever hear of the extravaganza, which is at the VEC quite often, this is an event where I know when I'm performing, I never have to eat dinner beforehand because there's like always some sort of food. One time I sat there and fed Keith pork rinds the entire night. That was my job, was to feed Keith pork rinds.
I'm pretty sure I delivered food from Salt Pierogi Bar with no shirt on to the stage once.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that.
And then Keith's shows are always food shows. So this was his birthday show. So of course we got really weird. But that's an extravaganza show. So if you ever hear of that, go to one.
A varied extravaganza of sorts.
Yes. Yeah, it's for the obscure, the preservation of the obscure. I can't remember. It's a lot of words.
It's obscure.
It's
It's
obscure.
fun.
But yeah, and then and then I do another in October. I'm doing the second annual Comedy Smash, The Patriarchy.
Nice.
Yeah, which is fun. So I've got some shows. Then I got my monthly showcase. You can just follow me on Mouth Grenade Productions.
Instagram, Twitter.
No Twitter yet.
Twitter. I hate Twitter.
I can't get behind Twitter.
No.
It's
So
hard. It's just hard work.
It's the only reason I have Twitter is to follow Gary Gulman, and that's it.
It's good. It's a good person to follow.
Yeah, and that's it. But
All right.
yeah, well, thanks for having me and letting me
Yeah.
talk. I mean, anyone who just lets me talk is a gem in my books. So.
We're gems.
You gems.
It's always a good time here.
Always.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
you.
Well, that was Death Becomes Her. Thank you, Eliza.
Boom.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
All right. We'll catch you everybody later.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
This is Real Garbage.